Good morning, everybody. Lee Brower here, and welcome to this week's edition of Meaningful Monday. I am grateful to be here, and I am glad to be here. Last week, I got to spend, every month, I get to go to Chicago and spend time swimming in a sea of positivity with and enlightenment and learning and sharing with some of the top entrepreneurs in the entire world. Every once in a while, frequently actually, I get to spend time with Dan Sullivan. And those one-on-one moments are extremely priceless. I always take notes. You know, Dan Sullivan is the founder of Strategic Coach. And if I could describe his unique ability, it would be in this way. In the 1930s, the Nobel laureate Albert St. Georgi said, "Discovery consists of seeing what everybody has seen and thinking what nobody has thought." I would say that describes Dan. He's able to see things that we all see, yet think things that we haven't thought, and then make them simple. So I take notes. One of the nuggets that I got from him this last time, you know, when you really think about it, think about this: what consumes your mind consumes your life, or controls your life. So for the last year, Dan and Babs have decided to do a television fast. They're tired of all the negativity, what he refers to as parasites, the constant parasites that are trying to get a piece of your mind, the negative parasites that are trying to get a piece of your mind. Do you know what he calls them? He calls them Negasites, the Negasites that want a piece of your brain. So he decided that he would abandon it for a full year. Now, he just finished the year. Now, I have to say that he did record the last half of the Cleveland Browns games. He's a big Cleveland Browns fan. But for the most part, they figured they had over 600 hours, almost 700 hours that they had saved last year, that they were able to redevote to something else. You know, Jim Rohn said something like, keep the negative weeds out of your life. Farm the leads of creativity. Farm the weeds of constructive influence. Well, seldom will we get seeds of positivity from television. Over 600 hours that he can now devote. Now here's the nugget. He says, you know, Lee, if you don't watch television for a year, the world's a pretty good place. So, my challenge to me, to Lori, to all of you, what are you watching on TV? What seeds are you planting? Are you willing to make a commitment to focus on those seeds of constructive influence rather than those seeds of destructive influence? It's our choice. Have a meaningful week. Talk to you next week. Bye-bye.